Port is one of important infrastructure in maritime industry. It is an access to navigable water where ships load and unload cargo and passengers. Port tends to be a multimodal distribution hub that links the transportation by road, rail, air, pipeline, and sea to maintain the depth of berthing area for the access of large ships. We must do dredging activities regularly to ensure the port can handle larger berths. As we know, when this kind of activity is happen, it would give some impact towards environment near to the port area. Some parts of geographical area that surrounded by animal, plant life and humans affected by some of these activities. Based on our research, we found that water, land, and air pollution is affected due to human activities around the port area. On the other hand, oil spill also can happen near to the port area, which caused by releasing the oil into the environment, which could affect the marine ecosystem. Due to the human activity, it makes the ecosystem will come to extinction. So, this kind of pollution best prevent rather than cure. Moreover, the gas emission that being discussed by the activity of a ship enter and exit from the port, which also give harm to the environment because it releases heat and radiation that affected the living things. So, let's go to the first pollution at the port, which is water pollution. Water pollution. Water pollution at port comes from ballast tank. Ballast tank is a compartment at the bottom of a ship that are filled with liquid for stability and to make the ship seaworthy. Ballast water taken up at sea and released in port is a major source of unwanted exotic marine life called as invasive species. Macroinvertebrates are transported by transoceanic and coastal vessels arriving in ports all over the world. Researchers from Switzerland sampled 57 ballast tanks from 62 different vessels operating along, along geographical pathways and tested for mid-ocean exchange or voyage length that had a high chance of macroinvertebrates relocating to a different part of the world. The water come from ballast tanks can cause water pollution. This is because the ballast tank not only carry water but also carry other bacteria and organisms. This pollution can spread human pathogens and other harmful diseases and toxins to the environment. Next, water pollution caused by bilge water. The bilge is the lowest compartment on a ship where the two sides meet at the keel. The water that collects in the bilge must be pumped out to prevent it from becoming too full and threatening to sink the ship. Depending on the ship's design and function, bilge water may contain water, oil, urine, detergent, solvent, chemicals, fish, particles, and so forth. This will make water pollution happen at the port area. Another factor for water pollution is the liquid from fuel tanks. The liquid from fuel tank washing may cause water pollution. Tank washing is necessary on a routine basis for preventing excessive accumulating of sludge. In general, tanks are washed at least every 4 months unless the sludge is regularly removed. Finish with the flow. The fuel oil tank washing must be completed before the vessel delivers the discharge to the port and leaves the port again. This is one of the reasons of the water pollution happen at the port area. Water pollution may occur when there are sewage released by the ship. The discharge of raw sewage into the sea can create a health hazard, and in coastal sea area can also lead to a depletion of oxygen in the water and visual pollution. Under the MARPOL Annex 4 applies to new and existing ships of 400 gross tonnage and above, or ships which are certified to carry more than 50 persons engaged in international voyages. So, now let's know a little bit about the condition of the water. Know the condition of the water in the port area. Some analysis should be done by environment officer.
For the first question is about what is the method used to measure water pH and normal pH of water at the port area. So there are many methods that we can use to measure the water pH, and there are three main of method we can use to measure, and we have inside and on-site measurement, which is we can take the sample, bring it to the lab, and also we can take the sample and analyze the result at that sample point. The question also asks about what is the range of normal water pH for the water at the port. Actually, it doesn't mean that the water port is used for everywhere. It's around 6.5 to 8.5, but the common one is 7.5 value pH water, which is you can consider it where you can use is can be consumed, not to acid and not to alkaline.
Next, we proceed with land pollution. As we know, land pollution is known with the destruction and contamination of land through direct or indirect action of human. Through this action, it can affect the plants, animals, and human that live in that area. The land pollution at the port that we had discovered is dredging. The place of dredging that we want to uncover is in Port Klang. Port Klang, which is near to the inhabited island that surround with mangrove forests, and it is rich with the mudflat ecosystem such as prawn, crabs, and fish. The mangrove provide protection against wave action and act as erosion buffer for stormwater runoff. It is also a place that's significant for fisheries. To ensure that Port Klang can be entered by the large ship such as ultra-large container ship, the government has taken action for doing the dredging activity to deepen the. By doing these activities, it may affect many parties, include destruction of mangrove forests and marine ecosystem. The effect of dredging depends on ratio of material, either it is organic, inorganic, or contamination, and and the characteristic of disposal area, either it is accumulative or dispersive area. These activities can give short-term and long-term effects around the dredging area.
What is your opinion on the impact of mangrove population from the process of dredging? And basically, all of us know that mangrove is very important. It prevents corrosions, and most of the mangrove now are having extinctions due to dredging process. And in my opinion, dredging process is totally affecting the mangrove. So we need to have preservations. We need to control the dredging process, not to extremely doing the dredging process, which we know that mangrove give you lot of benefits, such as it provide a balanced ecosystem for the human and also for the animal habitat. So for me, it's totally affect the mangrove populations by maybe it cause the mangroves to face extinctions, and it will cause a lot of corrosions of the soil, and this can lead to the imbalance of ecosystem, the water, and also the animals, the habitat, etc.
So, let's protect our mangrove forest from any destruction by preserve and replant the mangrove to the place that are more secure for this ecosystem.
Port Klang ranked as one of the top container ports in the world. Port Klang's success is attributed to many factors. It is positioned in the heart of the world's busiest sea lane, Straits of Malacca. It is also located in the business and industrial hub at Klang Valley, 40 km away from the capital city of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. A symbol of world connectivity, Port Klang is linked over 600 ports in 120 countries across 6 continents. It is also the first port of call for the eastbound and last port of call for the westbound cargo ship. This fact had contributed in the increase of gas emission around Port Klang area. Shipping is one of the reasons for airborne oxide of nitrogen. This brings smoke and respiratory disease. It also produces sulfur oxide, causing acid rain. It is also responsible for some of the ozone-depleting gases, contributing to increasing of rate in skin cancer. If you are thinking to taking cruise for a vacation, think again. Recent undercover investigation on P&O Cruises ship in Oceania. This revealed ultrafine particles in the air emitted on deck downwind of the smokestacks. The investigative team measured 84,000 particles per cubic meter. Closer to the smokestacks, the number rocketed to 144,000, sometimes even peaking at 226,000. These are the level that you would expect to see in the most polluted cities. Imagine this is happening on a cruise. These pollutants can get locked in the lungs. Over time, it can cause asthma and chronic lung disease. The risk for health problems is greatest among the crew members, but passengers should also be careful. Each day, the average cruise ship produces as much air pollutants as 1 million cars. When air pollution worsens, it can be harmful to health. Study shows that even small increases in air pollution can cause increase in emergency room visits, hospitalization, and death. I will explain about the air quality health index and finding out the link between air quality and our health. Air pollution can make asthma system worse, reduce the lung functions, as well as increase respiratory infection. air pollution makes children more sensitive to allergies, and apparently people with asthmatic problems need to manage their asthma more closely when the air quality is poor. This means that they need to be in alert if the disease is getting worse and make sure that they are using their medication. In conclusion, when a pot is built, it affects the water, land, and air conditions around the area. When the construction started, the marine ecosystem is disturbed and changed. The water is also mixed with water from all over the world as the operation started. This is because of the ballast water that is released from the ships. To make the port more efficient and accessible by more vessels, the land is structured in a different way. The dredging is taking place and compulsory to make possible of ship building in the area. This will affect the living life around the port as their ecosystem change. As the port grows, more ships tend to build and come to the port, and emissions from ships will contribute in air pollution. Hence, this shows that ports not only contribute in country revenue, but it also contributes into environmental problems.